I'm fine with the Ember still.
Doom is countered by getting Aegis, right? So if they should pick something that takes Aegis right now. So I would want to see something like that. Wraithking, that's great. So, so now they have a way to take Roche, so that they can then take fights against VP.
And even without Roche, obviously very strong against the Doom,
Actually,
right?
that is really interesting. That so they banned to protect the Quap, but then picked up Doom, knowing that Wraith King was still in the pool.
I mean, Razor Wraith King isn't bad, right?
No, of course. There's other targets to Doom.
Well, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say you get Doom on Tide in this game. It's not, you don't really care about the carry. So Wraith King being Wraith King with a second life is sort of irrelevant.
Okay.
You want basically to allow Razor and Queen of Pain to have absolutely like free mobility in a fight to jump in. I think Queen doesn't care about blinking into like Snap Grim if Tide is Doom.
And these first few team fights as well are really going to decide that. Obviously, HellRaisers, you mentioned it, they've got a lot of minus armor. Wraith King, as soon as he builds into that Desolator, they're wanting to go into that Roche. They want to take that. They want to give it to most likely their mid laner. So it's going to be on Virtus.pro to be able to set up around that so that they can deny that as much as possible. Before Doom gets his own Blink Dagger to get on the Tide, it's going to have to be Hoodwink because there's no other stuns right now on Virtus.pro. So I'm keen to see how they're going to look to play around that.
What are they missing now? They just missed it. They just need a support on VP.
Maybe. I mean, I think the Quap obviously still is most likely to be mid, but we never know. They're still banning out things like the Ember Spirit, for example.
Yeah, I don't think Zakota plays Hoodwink though. No, he's usually more.
Yeah, true.
Well, I'm not sure. Obviously, we haven't seen Zakota play like a lot of.
He's played like 3 different heroes
yeah,
so far.
Yeah, he's only played what, 6?
And
Bane, Disruptor, Undying, and
Undying is the only one that's left in the pool, and I don't feel like it provides enough. Like you still don't really have anything to. I mean, Tombstone kind of anchors a team fight, but it doesn't keep a team like right there in the middle of a team fight, right? Like Razor is going to be chasing you, Doom's going to be chasing you, sure, but you want to enable them to do a lot of the damage there in a small enclosed space. So I think that's why you're looking to ban out some of these heroes like the Clockwork and the Ogre, ones that have stuns, slows, or something that's going to go through the BKB and the Clockwork.
They could still pick Lion. It's still in the pool. Yeah. It's something to keep people in place for your static link. It's a hero that can like protect himself, because HellRaisers haven't picked their mid yet, but if they pick like some highly mobile mid that can take advantage of the fact that Doom wants to go on Tide, then he's gonna have like a pretty good game.
Could they Tusk in this? Like the Ice Shards might be okay if you pair it together with a Razor in the safe lane against a Tide Hunter. It's a decent amount of damage, and it means that if you do take one of these successful team fights, you might be able to take Roche away from HellRaisers. I'm just thinking of pos 5s that might fulfill some of the holes that are left in the VP draft right now.
I don't know what pros think of Tusk right now.
Yeah, especially 5 Tusk as well.
Yeah, so I'm not sure.
And what is the viability of Hood going 5? Pretty low?
I mean, it's okay. You're able to obviously harass out the Tide Hunter a little bit. You still go like the Blightstone build and just slowly poke away at it. Of course, Snapfire or Grim are decent at being able to trade back against you, but it's here or there.
Okay. It'll be very interesting to see what they end up picking.
Safe.
It is the Lion.
Big Lion fan.
You a Lion enjoyer?
I want to say I'm surprised Lion got that far, but at the same time, he really isn't picked that much.
Yeah. So right now on HellRaisers, I would want something that's able to disrupt the backline. If you're able to like jump Doom and stop him from blinking in and doing what he wants, or you're able to pick off Lion or Hoodwink before they can use their stuns and fights, like they're going to be hanging back. And right now, HellRaisers cannot threaten them at all. They don't have anything. Wraith King needs a blink, and he doesn't have any teammates that can kind of follow up properly.
Oh,
what is this?
Rabel.
Okay, that's just like the complete opposite. I mean, it's okay. It is some form of backline jump.
Yeah.
But you really rely on having vision, but you have no heroes that give you vision. So it's kind of awkward to play, I would say, but it is special.
Just Inkswell or Trent. That's all you need. That's the backline dive that you need. I was kind of saying, like, as we were waiting for this series, I'm like, I want to see some of these, more unorthodox styles. I haven't personally seen the Rabel Nature's Prophet ever since I've been here, and we haven't quite seen, Pure's hero pool come out just yet, but I'm keen to see how this mid lane goes, because, against GPK, it can go back and forth, right? Like, you've got some decent last hit potential. You could stay at range somewhat, and at least with the Treants, you're able to get a little bit of harass when GPK, he probably wants to be shadow striking you quite consistently as opposed to the Scream of Pain.
I think he might go Scream of Pain just because he wants to clear the Treants and make sure that Rabel can't pressure the tower really hard. Because the nice thing about this lineup is it's sort of similar to the Leaner in how if GPK goes to rotate, Rabel's just going to push his tower really hard. But at the same time, I think with Lion and Hoodwink as their picks on support, they can easily go to mid at any point and probably get a kill. Nature's is extremely squishy. He dies very fast to Queen Boss supports this game.
He also does enable a big +1 advantage to either of these side lanes, which are quite strong. Like, you could set up with Gush into Cookie, you could set up with Wraith King stun into Grimstroke stun, Nature's Prophet TP's in, it's a very easy first blood, or even at that 5 minutes, along with the Siege Creep to assist with pushing into the tower.
It's going to be an interesting matchup, no doubt, but we are jumping into game number 1 between HellRaisers and VP. Your casters are going to be Lyrical and Trent, so please take it away.
Thank you so much, Nat, and the wonderful panel out there breaking down all the action in our closed-up face. Can you believe it's tiebreakers again, Trent?
Oh, my goodness. There's more Dota to be played, and it's a best of 3 instead of 6 best of 1s. Well, 5.
Perfect.
They canceled the last one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it didn't matter in the end anyways. But yeah, it's one of those games that we're getting ready to hop into right now where we're going back in time a little bit. The last time these two teams met, it was way back in December. HellRaisers won that 1-2-1. Feels like two completely different teams now. And then also, we're seeing the Rabel Nature's Prophet. This guy played it one time in the DPC, and we just keep talking about it constantly. He did win that game, and it was against a Razor as well. So do you like the draft? Do you like what HellRaisers have put together here?
I will only like it if he does the TP to base and kill someone's courier right now. Which obviously he can't because, he has Nature's Call. So that would be very suicidal. But, when was the last time that ever happened? Someone go into your pub right now and just try it. Does anyone even put their couriers outside the base anymore?
No,
I feel like
does that.
So not done that often.
Well,
just the pros, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, they're all set. They're all ready to go.
Freaking nerds. Unbelievable.
I tell you.
Well, it's going to be an interesting one, though. I definitely am agreeing with the panel in terms of who I'm favoring coming into this just based off of past results. Virtus.pro, they've come in and they've looked, they lost the game to Team Spirit, but they did beat Na'Vi right beforehand. Empire obviously taking down HellRaisers, a big kick in the teeth for HellRaisers to be sort of in this position now. But Trent, I want to see how they respond, right? I think that this is sort of the type of moment that tells a lot about a team, how they respond to that type of adversity.
Yeah, my view on these two teams is extremely similar. I feel like they're at a pretty even power level right now. So heading into the regional qualifier, this is going to, help with your confidence, obviously, and also give you the better seed. It's a very important matchup in terms of tiebreakers. I don't want to face Spirit first. I don't know about you.
No, definitely not. And beyond that, also just, people don't talk about not a huge difference in terms of, prize pool or whatever. It's 1,000 between third and fourth for it, but there's a big difference in terms of DPC points just from third and fourth there, 120 versus 60, so doubling up the points that you get. So definitely not inconsequential with regards to all that stuff. And already
beautiful.
Get a little pullback Limitless and is going to be able to block out the camp while simultaneously pulling the creep wave and gain the courier. Gilgear, who needs a TP button?
See if that ward gets the last after that.
Right.
But well worth, obviously. It's time that courier gonna hang around here as well to try and chase down this wave being pulled way back. So very interesting stuff in the bottom lane. Middle lane should go really well for Rebel as Gilgear's being zoned out there. But that's you got the Treants, obviously. So when you're in the actual river, not under towers, they're clearly quite helpful. You get to bully a little bit. They're not as broken as they used to be. And GPK's going to give him a little wave, and they're going to high five. That's great. You love to see it. Meanwhile, up top, certainly a kill lane, mostly for Watson and Melody on Yamich, I would think. Very dangerous situation to be in for a Lion.
Yeah, a ton of kill potential if he just gets a bit too far out. And you can see him playing on this side of the map instead. And
he's a bold lad.
Yeah, wanted to go for that courier snipe over there.
He just wanted the block. Okay. He got it, too.
Fair enough.
He's a gamer.
back towards mid. You can see the 2 points already up in the scream for GPK, and he's doing a good job. You know, those last hits are not just Trance either. I don't think that he might have killed one, but also managed to get, I think, at least one deny on range creep. So a little bit of an XP lead going the way of Quap, as well as the 2 range creeps come in, and we'll keep our eyes on that. Level 6 is obviously super important for ganking potential for both of these heroes, actually.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet almost more so your allies level 6s, you know, as opposed to most mid heroes. For Nature's Prophet, you want to watch, like, how's that side lane going? Like, when do you have Ravage? Because I'm coming in for that free kill, right? We're just going to take somebody down. Wraith King, obviously the 6 won't impact it that much, so will more so be extra levels in the Ink Swole for Malady.
You know, it's interesting. I almost feel like we're talking about that draft and how things look kind of weird for HellRaisers coming into it. The Nature's Prophet is such an interesting pick, too, because it kind of changes the entire way that we see this going, is denying out the bounty rune. Nice. Oh, these little tricks that you can do with the treants are so annoying to deal with. But those little, like, advantages, but then also, like, the pace that they're probably going to be playing that on HellRaisers is Yamich going to be able to back away, gets a 2-hero impale as well. First spike thrown out there, and damn, he's going to take some damage here, actually, and might even go down. Not a ton of survivability. Watson, find first blood.
Yeah, a pretty rough lane, honestly. I think they've been doing a very good job of just stabilizing things by Yamich just constantly body blocking the small camp, but now that his Doom dies, he lost his presence on the lane. He's not going to get there in time. Small camp's going to spawn, and suddenly control over the waves gets a lot more difficult. I also think that it's a very good Orchid game for Rebel, too, which is always nice when you're playing the NP mid.
You're going to get that link off onto Gilgear. You know, the interesting thing about that, too, is we keep seeing the aggression down bottom, is, like, I don't think that kill happens if Yamich has Earth Spike up again in time, right? Like, you can probably create enough separation to get DM out of there, so a pretty nice recognition of HellRaisers that they had like a moment to jump right then.
Gilgear. That was so greedy. Is it going to work?
It is. He gets away. Although he only gets 2 of the creeps.
That's okay. Still disrupting. Their wave's going under the tower. They're like trying to patch it up right now with Pure pulling that over, but in the end, there should still be a bonus for HR.
Yeah. And gonna try and pull this wave back a little bit is Limitless, and then also Pure obviously keeping his underneath the tower as well. So a little lane shenanigans back and forth, nothing really to write home about. Level 6 about to be online for Rabel. See if he decides to do anything with that, as catapults are also coming in, so that's another thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, how susceptible are these side lanes to pushes? Oh, top. Looks like they might want to hear. They're already going.
Oh, good spike. And that's what we're
Fire
talking
in the hole.
about.
It's coming.
Oh, is that enough?
No, he's all good.
Down bottom. Limitless. In some trouble. And going to fall here. Most likely. Surely. Yeah, they go. So that Wrath of Nature didn't end up working out.
No. Not quite what you're hoping for. It's all right, though. It's, I'll be back in a minute. It's all fine. Sending the Treant towards mid to hold the wave, too. I like these plays. Oh, never mind. He's actually going to the rune top. It's going to be too late. I thought he had big brain plays, but Yamich going to be there in time. Yamich, unfortunately, though, won't be able to actually hold that haste rune. The body blocks?
Oh, that's so annoying. So that's a water rune denied, a haste rune denied, and a bounty rune all denied from GPK. This is kind of a cool cool answer. I like it. But VP, they are going to come in and start putting the pressure onto the tower. They brought 2 supports over for this. Gilgear in the area, but Koda's going to head on back down bottom afterwards, and it looks like they're going to give up on this extra aggression.
Yeah, solid amount of damage, though. And obviously, we'll wait till 10 minutes, and I'm sure they'll probably go for a little push there again. Right now, hoping for Limitless to finish off his Ravage, more than likely. Then try and get a kill onto Pure would probably be your goal right now. And we had some issues with the Razor in our previous series we were casting Eastern Europe, I believe, where he ended up going, I think it was Alberca who went, what did he go, Falcon Blade and something else? Some other small item. Maelstrom, that's what it was,
Yeah.
before going for the BKB, and it really hurt him. And during the draft, we were talking a lot about how the BKBs look like the huge timing for Virtus.pro this game. I mean, they shored that up like a little bit with some of the physical damage of the Wraith King and the Nature's Prophet at the end, but even still, a lot of the control, obviously. There's nothing going through BKB at the moment outside of Soulbind. So, very curious to see how Pure prioritizes that.
Yeah, that's going to be something to keep in mind, is how quickly he wants to start joining into these fights. DM here clearing through. I think this was a 3-stack of a hard camp, and there's also a pretty big stack of Ancients there as well. Needs to head on back home because can't quite finish that one off.
It looks like the guy you queue into, and he just insists on jungling still.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's still legit. Jungling's still really good, and he's there. You look over, and at 6 minutes, he's in the jungle doing that move.
Yeah, exactly.
You see the Midas queued up. Oh, man. Oh, my God,
mean,
he has a Midas queued up.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, they're ready for late game. He's going for it.
Well, of course he is.
GPK. Invis there, and now trying to move into range of Gilgear. In some trouble, maybe? No, they're not going to go for it. Interesting. I haven't really seen GPK make use of this Sonic Wave yet. We'll see if he tries to go for it there. No, going to blink out.
He just walks into the tower. Invis gives him the wave.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. They're having some fun. I appreciate it. Great D-ward. Give some gold over to GPK. Oh, well, not actually, though. It just lies to you on the side.
Right. Chance Cookie.
Ooh,
next.
nice.
But there's no follow-up here, surely. Yeah, they don't have anything else. We've got a couple of like interesting builds coming out here, right? Like the Midas for Doom, Limitless is going for the Ags first on the Tidehunter also.
Ooh. Yeah, they're rushing down to him right now.
Yeah.
Koda's even popping the Scurry.
Are they going to make it in time? Doesn't look like it. Limitless gets out of there. And in the meantime, Watson has also retreated back to the jungle.
Yeah, I do like that build, though, quite a bit. The Aghanims on the Tidehunter. Just
Yeah.
It gives you so much more to do outside of Ravage.
Right.
It feels like you can confidently smoke even when you don't have it. And obviously, holding towers is a breeze with that item. It makes so the enemy has to really commit to the fight. If they decide to push the tower, like you're just going to lock them in place with the Gush.
Right. Well, it's just, I want to see as down bottom. Trying to go. Finds Coda. Good amount of damage with that Wrath of Nature. Can they chase him down the rest of the way, though? Oh, good bushwhack. Well done.
Got you in your stubbies.
Good stuff.
What's a stubby?
I don't know. No clue.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but they caught him in
Wait,
it,
wait.
Trent.
There's a thread.
Oh
wait,
my
no,
god, are
no.
you looking this up online? What are you doing?
I don't know what it means.
Well, in the meantime, will you find out this deep lore of Hoodwink? They did take the bottom tier 1 tower, and now VP trying to claim mid of their own, although Gilgear is already dead. Finds him off in the jungle there. And finally, this catapult is going to go down. Also, Midas is done for the Doom. DM starting to put some pressure up top now as well, which is going to be countered by Watson moving in. You found out what a stubby is yet, Trent?
No. I assume it just means I got nothing.
All right, fair
I don't know. I just keep finding things for stubby bottles. Remember little stubbies?
Is that like a mason jar?
No, they're like tiny little bottles. They're like the size of like kind of like a soda can.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Sounds good.
Caught you in your stubbies, did we well? Let's see. We'll see if Hakoda gets more stubbies caught. I assume it means boots. It must mean boots. Make sure you tweet at MaatDota, MaatDota,
Let him
and
know
tell
what's
him what a stubby is. I would really appreciate that.
I think
Thank
you would
you.
too.
Yes, I will keep an eye on it. There's a scan from the Dire, so they know that this is a attempted go onto Rebel here. Of course, they made that rotation all the way down bottom, and now Limitless didn't have to pop the Ravage. They didn't get the kill onto Hakoda, but now you have Tide holding Ravage just sitting in the mid lane. They missed the opportunity to get the kill onto Pure. Now GBK is coming mid. This is curious. What is this? This is all just for the rune, I guess.
Yeah. Playing around that one. Ooh. There's no way. Wait, maybe with the Ravage? They get him. GPK goes down. Okay,
and he
big play
TP'd
by
for that.
HellRaisers.
Keep that in
Yeah.
mind. So he's gonna respawn with no with no TP either.
Gonna try and push mid now. Oh my god, he just killed that courier. Why was it sitting there? That's not meant to be. Well, now with a bunch of skeletons and a Tide Hunter up front and center, they're bringing 3 heroes. They don't want to give this one up for free. Hex is already out. Where's your teammate?
Stubbies.
Looking in, trying to get away. The stubby man himself, Mr. Limitless, goes down.
I hate getting caught in my stubbies. It's just the worst.
It's true.
Very defensive Ob Sentry combo here by the Dire, by the way. And
Up
the
top?
mid lane is up top. Yeah, that's an Orchid.
Well played. Spawns all the treants, gets the kill. Malady
Oh,
setting that
kill
one
gear.
up.
You got the deny right in their face mid.
Oh, well done.
Oh, the worst part about that Ob Sentry combo is that it's in range of the Pillar Sentry.
Right.
That was a lot of value. Wow, what a
In-
sneaky... Oh, wait, is there an Obs in there too? Oh, no, it's just a Sentry. Okay. It's got a yellow eye. That's very confusing.
You talking about over by the hard camp by tier 2 Dire?
Nah,
right?
well, I'm talking about the one that Lions dropping down. The little shitty wizard sentries. Kind of look like
gotcha.
Obs because they have like yellow eyes, but they're blue. Feel me?
fair enough.
Yeah. Wait, yours doesn't have a yellow eye. Why's mine have a real? Mine's like really yellow. Maybe it's 'cause I have the winter pack on or something.
Probably.
Wow, I'm hampering myself with these sweet cosmetics.
Casting with a crutch. It's like weighted armor.
I tell you, I'll cast off the weights on land.
Blink Dagger done for Wraith King now. And 3-3. As much as... Oh, a secondary smoke now. Is Ravage back up again? 30 seconds. He's going to be there at the rune. Picks that one up. Malady in the area. Yemitch runs right into him. They get the silence off. But yeah, I don't think that they can afford to really take this fight. Jump forward, stun, done. GPK will be forced to blink out. Interesting.
At the very least, GVK did commit for the Yule, so those, not just gonna have your game ended versus this Orchid, but obviously there's still some issues there, particularly versus the Snapfire, where the follow-up can be pretty snappy when you come down into that Yule's.
So, over by the Ancients of Radiant, Pure is now trying to clean up this stack. He did decide to go for that Maelstrom build after the Falcon Blade. And the last time we saw this, it got really heavily punished. The big question I've got is, do you think HellRaisers have the lineup to try and keep that momentum going and turn it up before he gets his BKB online?
I think they don't win first Roche fight because of this. I think HellRaisers definitely get Roche,
Okay.
which is one thing to consider. It's taking a while to farm this up, but it was like 600 gold, so it is worth it.
Which one?
The ancient stack that he's farming.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does definitely take a bit here. And I guess that now playing around the next round of Ravage, and they're going to have the Agnum Scepter done on Limitless, maybe that's the point that they're waiting for. Because, with, this Razor Maelstrom, having a Hand of Midas on Doom, the extent that we've seen, late game Quap just be incredibly difficult to kill. I might be a little bit worried about the late game of HellRaisers here. Granted, Wraith King's still a beast, but it just could be a little bit scary.
They're TPing a lot of heroes up here.
DM?
They send up Grim as well. They're still letting the tower get walloped, though, unfortunately, as they try and chase the Doom a little bit.
Yeah, they canceled on Watson.
So what I would like to see, as you said, it would be push the mid tower using the Tide Axe, because they're just gonna push this out with Nature's Prophet. So Rebel ready to come mid. I thought they were gonna keep that movement down bottom with the Wraith King and the Grim, but pointed out, they went back towards the Ancients. So yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't just cross in right now with Ravage and see what's up. They what do they have on the Radiant right now? They have Doom, and they have Finger and Break to try and kill Limitless, and he does not feel afraid.
No, he was just running at Yemitch there.
But yeah, I'd like to see him just kind of push down mid, maybe get into that Radiant Triangle, get some vision going. I feel like that's a pretty solid play.
Yeah, I guess maybe they're waiting for the BKB to be done on Rabel. Besides that, I guess Deso is a decent pickup for Watson. But now they're going to smoke into this area. Limitless right there. And smoke broken. They back out, seeing everybody on Virtus.pro in the area.
Yeah, we just saw how Coda pinged saying there was a ward here. He just caught it with a sentry, so they kind of all walked up the staircase. They might have even seen the little smoke particles, I'm not sure, but the way everyone moved, I think they knew that there was a smoke lying await, hence why they blink in Watson there with the reincarnation. And now a smoke of their own. Everything's set and ready. They're just going to go attack a tower.
Right.
Except for Limitless. Wants to catch, I'm not sure what. All right, now
Yeah.
he's coming.
They'll be there.
I don't know where he
afterwards.
was going. He's
They
like, you
take
guys
down
got this
Coda.
covered, right? Like, I'll just sit mid.
And DM just gets out of there. He has his BKB done, so he's actually capable of fighting this. I don't know. I feel like you're talking about, there's sort of some trepidation going on with the HellRaisers lineup, and I'm a little bit worried that they're taking too long to get everything online. We'll see if they can make this happen or not, but Limitless not with them. While down bottom, DM revealed as they try and pressure this tier 2. If they get this,
Yeah, how do you clear this?
Quap doesn't have a TP for 4 seconds. Try and move on in. Cookie gonna be off the mark. Jump forward, stun. Can they kill him off in time though? No, the BKB comes out. He will have reincarnation if they fully commit onto this Wraith King, but round 2 of this one could be good. Now the ulti coming out, dropping out a ton of damage from the Snapfire, and he manages to get the blink out on Watson. So no Doom available for this next round of the fight, and they jump in pure. They didn't quite get the stun after the fact, and Watson backs out very low, but armlet toggling to try and survive through this damage, and won't quite be able to get that armlet toggle off a second time.
They did everything right that fight except for Limitless coming back in and ravaging right there.
Yeah.
It's like the whole point was that Limitless got Doom, right? The BKB came out at the perfect time from Doom. It was after the Orchid, so we got the Dispel on that, meaning that frees up a lot of his allies. And then he dooms the Tide. So perfect scenario. But then that's why there was such an early snap ult, I think, was that Gilgear was just trying to like ensure that they didn't get run over. Because without the Ravage, they don't really have like a good stopgap measure. So they all get forced back on Virtus.pro. The Doom's allowed to end on Tide. I think at that point, if they don't rush into you again, which Virtus.pro they did not, I don't think you like walk in and YOLO Ravage.
Yeah.
Kind of unfortunate.
Well, and now there's this like long timing where things aren't necessarily going to go that effectively. And I mean, I think that like you were talking about, the hope there was that HellRaisers take that tower, secure the outpost, and maybe move into Roche afterwards. And now Pura is going to have his BKB. So things become a little bit more difficult for HellRaisers.
Yeah, this time it was great. Pure is a totally fine spot. BKB this game is absolutely terrifying. Pretty free. There will be a lot of damage stacked on Watson, to be fair. Like, he'll have Deso by the time they're actively fighting, so if he's not cautious about his positioning on Pure, he can still get wrecked, even with 11 armor.
As they move on in, find a kill into Melody. GPK, he's starting to turn up. He's been relatively quiet this game, but give this guy an inch, he's going to take a mile. Already has the Sange completed. I think this is the Kaya coming out to him now as well.
Yeah,
fully completed. Yep.
Gilgear sticking around down bottom, gets the tower denied in his face and dies.
But does get the tower.
Tower nonetheless.
Towards mid. Watson in trouble. He will have reincarnation, but a lot of his team is dead. Sonic Wave is out, and just like that, it all falls apart. They get the Doom under Rabel afterwards. Can they kill him off? Yes,
Malady.
they will. Dude, the chain feed. It just fell apart so quickly.
Oh, why?
Dude, another one. Limitless, you're in trouble, buddy. Do they decide to chase that much further? The jump forward, the stun, everything dropped on his head. And just like that, Virtus.pro blew the game open. They didn't come online quick enough.
Oh, man. That decisiveness that you need. I can't believe he's got BKB used. I thought they'd be able to get the first Aegis and that tier 2 bottom tower with like the lead that they... Not even the lead, just like the way their heroes were positioned on HellRaisers. Everything felt pretty powerful for them. They're going to scan that pit with a sigh of relief and just be like, oh, wow, they're not actually Roshan, guys. This is pretty good news for us.
Yeah.
I expect HellRaisers to push out mid lane and then smoke into the enemy triangle as their next play.
They did just get a couple of big items.
And Ravage.
Yeah, Ravage is up. They have Blink Dagger also, but you can't afford to lose heroes here. Trying to go now. Blocking them off. Coda going to drop. So they get a pick off. That is super needed. It is the BKB charge used for Rabel, and they're just going to run right into the Roche pit.
Yeah, they're gonna get their chance at Roche without having to go high ground and Ravage, which is huge.
All right, this is what HellRaisers needed to try and pull this game back together because it was looking really bad. So Aegis at least gives them something.
Their supports are so juicy though. Like you saw him to Yamich there. He got right-clicked once and he was at like 30% HP. The Orchid is destroying both of them.
Yeah.
Limitless, risky positioning.
Yeah, I think they saw the Quap over there. And maybe not now. Jumps in. Finds Malady right at the start. Fury links up onto Rabel. Stun afterwards, but the BKB is already there. Sonic Wave down low and dead. No more Aegis. Watson doesn't have Reincarnation for 6 seconds. They kill him off. Oh,
the stun.
Wraith
Rebel
King
in the
is
pit.
gone, and the stun there finds him in the pit. Turn now tries to find the kill on the image. He will die to the Treants, but is the most Pyrrhic of victories as the rest of HellRaisers in trouble. GPK dropping items in front of Limitless, whipping him to death, and eventually gonna run him down here. Unreal. Damn, dude. That was a rough one, Trent.
So what were the issues with that? Them all just running at the mid. No one bought back there, right? For Radiant before that whole thing went down. They kind of knew what they were getting into on the Dire.
There haven't been any buybacks. Only the snap.
I don't know. The way they set up for that fight just seems so strange. Like standing on that side of the pit, especially. Like I don't know. Don't really get it. I feel like you're like, because there's no Doom, so I get the idea of like trying to be out front as the tie, but at the same time, like, aren't you hoping for some sort of like scouting? Like maybe send some Treants up towards the high ground there, try and catch something, patrolling with them and stuff. But Smoke's very, very good versus the Roche takes like that, so it's a hard situation all around for HellRaisers. They're kind of forced to make that play based on how the game is going, so one way or the other, you're not going to get a fair fight in their position. So. But very swingy for sure. Like we still have vulnerabilities on both support duos where they can just kind of explode. And if you can find that again as HellRaisers, you can still find another fight, particularly when the next Ravage is back.
Yeah, it's true. Although, oh man, Limitless.
I don't know. They got to be careful chasing here.
He is getting chunked a little bit though, and Finger of Death out. Doom in front of him. They missed though on the shot, but it's not going to matter. Yeah, they're not ready to fight. Gilgear is caught too. Oh no, Trent. It is really falling apart for HellRaisers. Now finding Malady one by one. They're just getting dropped. GPK godlike. They waited until their timing. They knew what moment they needed to hit on, and they just did it perfectly. And look at this. The immediate rotation. GPK, the killer instinct, has his sights set on Rabel, is going to find him. BKB tries to get out of there. Sonic Wave, nothing doing. Gives him the tip afterwards. Have some freaking respect for me. I'm Quap.
I mean, he's got some sweet graded Treants at least.
True. More farm.
Yeah.
They find Watson now. Dude, it could pack it in. It's over. They ain't got nothing. Chasing down Watson now as well. There's no help, no salvation. The poor Wraith King is eventually going to get dropped, most likely, yes. Also, at the meantime, to take down Limitless because Pure just links them up, and this game is falling apart. It's done. Everybody's dead again.
As they get their second kill on the enemy high ground before a single tier 2 is taken, the GG shall be called.
Yeah, there was no way. At that point, the game was so over. Oh, man. Virtus.pro, they're scary.
That was such disciplined Dota. That was really pleasant to watch, honestly. Like the way that the game just completely flips on its head to be like, okay, you had your chance. Like you've missed it. You probably need to be a little bit faster. Even then, it's no guarantee. You're just hoping to cement yourself into some sort of a position where once our BKBs are online, maybe you can still contest us and fight us through that if you hit good Ravages. But they did not find their lead at all. And Virtus.pro bought BKB, found their fights, and it really did look pretty hopeless at that point.
And that one big fight where it just all turned around, that's sometimes all that you need. And you wait for your BKBs. And more importantly, to all you pub players out there, buy your BKBs. Public service announcement there, at least until the next patch. See if it gets burnt out that time.
True.
For now, at least, we're going to head to a quick break. When we get back, the panel's going to break down all the action. See y'all then.